So where we're at, we've got some knowledge of making some gnarly emissives. Now we're going to look at turning this into a static light so that it has an effect on the world around it, casts rays and shadows, and can be baked onto geometry and textures. So it's just a couple tweaks and you can start to really see the effect of these emissives in an environment. Got our emission. Let's crank this down to something where we can see the colour a little more. Nice middle ground between colourful and emissive. Oh, nice. Yeah. Star Wars time. Okay. So yeah, we got these emissives, but you know, they affect reflections. That's nice. That's because, you know, our material is totally no roughness, you know, so the reflection is very present, but I've got actual geometry here and it's not being lit up by the emissive at all. So what you need to do here is use the emissive as static lighting. So I've searched it here. Type in stat to find it, or I'll show you where it is. Under lighting, light mass settings, so this is a key point. So use emissive for static lighting. So you know what that's doing? That's then going to emit light based on the fact that it's an emissive. So our emissive boost is something to enable us to keep that colour resolution but make the emissive travel a bit more. I'm going to make this about 3 for it's based on the object of a size. So if you had an object that's like massive like that, you would want to crank up that emissive boost. And then let's add the emissive boost to this object. You have to do it for each object. Use emissive for static lighting. And then another thing, just while we're building stuff and get into world settings, make this static lighting scale, make this 1. It could go down to 0.1, that'd be really high quality, but we're gonna make this 1, okay? So yeah, with your world setting static lighting scale set to 1, and your use emissive for static lighting checked, why don't you give this a build lighting only, and there we go. The emissive light is now affecting the world around it. It's now baked those textures onto this geometry. You can see that when you move the geometry, you've still got the light reaching, which I think this is to do with how they bake using light masses. So if you go show volumetric light map, I guess this is kind of how it calculates where the light's hitting. So this ball is like this kind of color. If this geometry is over here, it's also going to be this kind of color. So I guess the bake is happening in a kind of volumetric way. It's baking this system of squares that's giving that information of where the light's hitting. But yeah, so anytime you move this, the light's not going to change, of course. You're going to have to move it around and rebuild, and there you go, the light's changed, you know. But yeah, that could be a super long process. If it's not for changing this world setting scaling value. Obviously this kind of beam, if you wanted to animate it, you'd have to find another way. It's a static light. I don't think you can use it as dynamic lighting. That's something we could look into, but yeah, turn those off. And yeah, I hope that helps. It's just a way you could get some picturesque kind of cool beams on the side of your work. If you wanted work for like a Star Wars bar kind of scene or something, give that another quick bake, and yeah, see how it's changed. Yeah, I hope that's helpful for you. Nice way to get some moody stuff. So because we've been in the dark for way too long now, let's look at illuminating the whole scene with general environment lights and atmospheric fog and things like that. Just to get the basis of like a natural light setting down. So I will go into that in the next video, and thanks for watching these so far. Love to see what anyone's made. Please do get involved. Join us in on the Discord. Please subscribe to this. I'll be making loads more videos, getting more and more advanced as we go along. And yeah, catch me in the next ones. Cheers.